திருச்சிற்றம்பலம் புழியர்கோன் வெப்பொழித்த புகழியர்கோன் கடல் போற்றி ஆழிமிசை கல்மிதப்பில் அணைந்த பிரானடி போற்றி வாழி திருநாவலூர் அன்றொண்டர் பதம் போற்றி ஊழிமலி திருவாத ஊரர் திருத்தாள் போற்றி திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். So today we are continuing our discussion on padigam 1.10. This is Tiruvaṇṇāmalai Sambandar Thevaram sung in on the Salam Tiruvannamalai. So last week when we had met, we had seen the two Periyapuranam songs that provide the background as to when Sambandar sang this padigam and where he was, etc. Basically giving the context for this padigam. As we saw in those Periyapuranam songs, Tiruvaṇṇāmalai Sambandar sang this padigam from another salam called uḍan-āgiya, which is next to a famous temple town called Tirukkovilur. So uḍan-āgiya is a small hill, maybe about 70 feet, 50 feet, 70 feet high rock. And from that rock, the temple is built on top of that rock, and from there you can see Tiruvannamalai hill about 30 kilometers away. Tiruvannamalai hill is a very big hill, about 2,500 feet tall. So that hill could be seen from this uḍan-āgiya temple. So when Sambandar visited uḍan-āgiya, he had darshanam of the Swami there and then sang padigam, and then he was going around the temple, walking around the temple on the rock hill. And from there, the local devotees point out to him that, Swami, see there, that is Tiruvannamalai. So Sambandar looks at Tiruvannamalai, and Tiruvannamalai appears in the form of Shiva to him. Tiruvannamalai is the Agni Salam, and this represents Shiva standing as an infinite column of fire. So Tiruvaṇṇāmalai Sambandar has the divine darshanam of Tiruvannamalai as the form of Shiva from there, and he immediately sang this padigam 1.10 that we are going to see now. And then after finishing the padigam, then of course he proceeds on this journey to Tiruvannamalai. So it's about 30 kilometers. So he probably went there in 2 or 3 days, visiting, making stops, etc. So we are going to see the padigam today, and this is a very beautiful padigam and very rhythmic padigam and very highly elaborate descriptions and of the hill and of Shiva and everything that we will see in this padigam. So with that background, Pavani, you can read with me the first song of the padigam.
Yes, sir.
uṇṇāmulai
uṇṇāmulai
yumaiyāḻoḍum uḍanāgiya voruvan peṇ-āgiya perumānmalai tiru-mā-maṇi tigaḻa maṇ-ārndana aruvit-tiraḻ. You read the word separated version, it will be easy for you to read.
Okay, sir. Okay.
aruvit-tiraḻ maḻalaim-muḻavu adirum
maḻalaim-muḻavu adirum.
Yeah, this has two ra sounds in this word, right? maḻalaim-muḻavu adirum. Yeah. uṇṇāmulai தொழுவார் வினை வழுவாவண்ணம் அருமே. Good. So as you can see how we read the verse has the rhythmic pattern. tānādana, 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 tananā. Right? That kind of a rhythm is there. And when you listen to the Oduvar singing, you can feel it too. So now we look at what he is saying in this song. So the gist of the song is that Shiva, who is dwelling there with Uma in Tiruvannamalai, and those who worship Tiruvannamalai, their karma will be destroyed for sure. That is the gist of the song. Now we will look at the phrases. uṇṇāmulai umaiyāḻoḍum uḍan-āgiya voruvan. So it's describing the Ardhanarishwara. First is that he is dwelling there with Ambal. Udan is along with. So uṇṇāmulai umai. So umai is Uma. That comes in Tamil as umai. And it also has a al is a female suffix. So umaiyāḻ is Uma. uṇṇāmulai. Mulai is a Tamil word for female breast. Unnudal is to eat. So uṇṇāmulai means the breast that has not been eaten from. That is the meaning of that. So that means that no child has drank milk from Uma's breast directly. That is the meaning of that uṇṇāmulai. So even though we say Murugan is a son of Shiva and Parvati, and Ganesha is the son of Shiva and Parvati, neither of them actually drank milk from Uma. That is the implication. So uṇṇāmulai is the breasts that have not fed any child. That is the meaning of that. That Uma who has such a breast. And that also means, so that is the name of the Ambal in Tiruvannamalai. I don't know whether the name was there before and Sambandar used that name in his song, or whether Sambandar sang this way and then the name became that. I have no idea. Because Sambandar sang 1400 years ago, 1500 years ago. So we don't know which the name existed first and then he used it in his song, or he used it in his song and then became the name of the Uma there. Regardless of that, this Tamil name gets translated. In many temples in Tamil Nadu, Tamil speaking region, the Swami and Ambal have Tamil names. And later on, when other kings occupied or ruled over Tamil Nadu or Tamil speaking region, or when the cultural influences that moved from other regions, the names were translated into Sanskritam. So the uṇṇāmulai gets translated. Most of the translations will be literal translation. uṇṇāmulai means apita kuchambal. Apita is that has not been drunk from. Kucham is breast. Ambal is of course Ambal. Apita kuchambal, the mother who with undrunk breasts. That's a kind of literal translation that we have in Sanskrit for the Ambal name. So uṇṇāmulai umaiyāḻoḍum uḍan-āgiya voruvan. Udan means along with. Voruvan. Voruvan is a person, but in Tamil, Oru also means incomparable or unique. So in Thevaram, wherever Voruvan comes, Oru or Voruvan comes, we have to look at it from both perspectives. Shiva is described as Voruvan, the one, incomparable one. So the first line, uṇṇāmulai umaiyāḻoḍum uḍan-āgiya. Udan is together with, uḍan-āgiya, together with, along with Voruvan. So Shiva who has Uma Devi with him. And then next line says, peṇ-āgiya perumān. Pen is woman. Agiya means who became or who is. Perumān is the Lord. So peṇ-āgiya perumān means the Lord who is a female. That means this is talking about the Ardhanarishwara form. So the first line, uṇṇāmulai umaiyāḻoḍum uḍan-āgiya voruvan, means Shiva who is the incomparable one, who along with Uma Devi is dwelling in Tiruvannamalai, and that Shiva is also Ardhanarishwara. Yes, in the one form he is Shiva and Parvati as two separate things. In another form he is half male, half female. So that peṇ-āgiya perumān means refers to the half male, half female form. Shiva who is female. perumānmalai. Malai is hill. So the hill, which is Tiruvannamalai, the hill that is Shiva, peṇ-āgiya perumānmalai. He is also the hill, but he is also dwelling in that hill, that kind of a thing. So the first 1.5 lines refers to the hill where the Ardhanarishwara, the Shiva who has Uma as his consort, dwelling. The hill where he is dwelling is, and then the rest of the line is talking about the description of that hill. tiru-mā-maṇi tigaḻa maṇ-ārndana aruvit-tiraḻ maḻalaim-muḻavu adirum uṇṇāmulai. That's one long phrase. So that's summary of that phrase is Tiruvannamalai, where there are waterfalls making noise like drums being beaten. That's the meaning of that phrase. Aruvi is waterfall. So in Tiruvannamalai, obviously, it's a big hill. As those who have been to Tiruvannamalai will know that it is, if you walk around the base, it's about 14 kilometers if you walk around the base. So it's a big hill. And it's about 2,000 feet, 2,500 feet tall. It's a tall mountain. And in those days, this is about Sambandar sang about 1400, 1500 years ago. He lived in about around 600 Common Era. So that time, the place was full of forests, and probably it had streams running all over. Or maybe it was a rainy season, so he could visualize in his divine vision a lot of streams flowing down the hill into a lot of waterfalls here and there. And those waterfalls, obviously when water is falling, it makes a noise. That noise will be depending on how it is falling with the wind blowing. So it will not be one constant drone. It could be sort of, with the waves, wind blowing away the water here and there. So it will make some kind of rhythmic sounds. And it is far away, right? So you can hear the dull noise coming from the waterfalls around the hill. That's what is describing. And the waterfalls, because they are coming down the hill, which has a lot of trees, and typically when they describe, they say, it is bringing down gems from the hills. Now, the various gems, they are all precious stones, as they are called, right? So the stones are there on the hill, and the waterfalls, the streams are bringing down those kind of precious stones in the waterfall. That's how he is describing. tiru-mā-maṇi tigaḻa. Mani is gem. Ma-mani is nice gems, good gems, big gems, etc. Tiru is precious, valuable. So, bringing down precious gems, tigaḻa. Tigaḻa means having those kind of streams and waterfalls. And then maṇ-ārndana aruvi. Maṇ is the earth or dirt, right? When the water stream is flowing down, it is bringing down it will bring down the earth with that. So that kind of powerful, forceful streams, aruvi. Aruvi is waterfall. So far he is describing the waterfall. The waterfall that is bringing down precious gems, bring down sand and earth and other things from the upstream, from the hills. Those kind of aruvi. Trill. Trill means collection. If there is only one, we don't call it a trill. Trill is a group or a bunch or a collection. So aruvit-tiraḻ means there are many waterfalls, group of waterfalls, bunch of waterfalls that are falling down, and when they are falling down, they are making noise. And how is that noise sounding like? Malayalam-muḻavu adirum. Muļavu means drum. there are different kinds of drums. Shiva is holding a damurukam or udukai in Tamil, which is a small handheld drum. That is one kind of drum. Then there is parai. Parai is also another drum which is bigger drum. And then there is muļavu. Muļavu is another drum, bigger drum. So there are different kinds of instruments. Muļavu is one of them. So in like in Carnatic music concerts we hear mridangam. That is one kind of instrument. And if you look at in the temples, they play basically there is no mridangam in temple celebrations. They use something called the tavil, which is even a bigger and more louder instrument. Tavil. So what I'm saying is there are many kinds of instruments, and muļavu is one of those kind of instruments. And maḻalaim means gentle. So the streams are falling down, and it is falling down on pools of water, or it's falling down on rocks. So we are hearing various kinds of noises from the waterfall, and they are gentle noises, because they are, streams may be smaller or maybe they are farther away. So the sound from the waterfalls are gentle, soft sounds. So the soft sounds of drums beating, that kind of a sound are coming from the waterfalls. And that kind of sound is heard in Tiruvannamalai. So, aruvit-tiraḻ, maḻalaim-muḻavu, they are sounding like gentle beating of drums. That sound is heard in Tiruvannamalai. So, this is description of Tiruvannamalai. And then next line, uṇṇāmulai, தொழுவார் வினை வழுவா வண்ணம் அருமே. That Tiruvannamalai, தொழுவார், தொழுதல் is to worship. Those தொழுவார் is those who worship. Vinay. Vinay is a Tamil word for karma. And we have seen this in the word in many Thevaram songs. The word karma will not come in Tamil, in Thevaram. It will always be Vinay. But Sanskrit word for Vinay is karma. That their Vinay, their karma, arum. Arum means it will be destroyed. And how will and he is giving a valuva vannam arume. Valuvudal is to slip, to fail. Valuva vannam is without fail. So, uṇṇāmulai தொழுவார் வினை valuva vannam arume means those who worship Tiruvannamalai, karma will be destroyed without fail. That means for sure. So, gist of the song, Shiva is dwelling there in Tiruvannamalai with Uma, and there are a lot of streams running down the hills into waterfalls, and their gentle sound is heard in Tiruvannamalai. And that Tiruvannamalai, those who worship there, their karma will be destroyed for sure. So, Pavani, you can read the whole verse again.
Yes, sir. uṇṇāmulai yumaiyāḻoḍum uḍan-āgiya oruvan peṇ-āgiya perumānmalai tiru-mā-maṇi tigaḻa maṇ-ārndana aruvit-tiraḻ maḻalaim-muḻavu அதிரும் uṇṇāmulai தொழுவார் வினை வழுவா வண்ணம் அருமே.
Good. I think the first word,
uṇṇāmulai. Okay, sir.
Yeah. The Malai is hill. Mulai is breast. Any other comments or thoughts on this song? If you have questions, you can discuss.
So there's a lot of disturbance from your voice is not very clear. Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah, there's now it will be gone because when she was talking, we had that background.
Okay. Sorry. Okay.
No problem. So, Madhuri, you can read the second verse with me.
Sure.
Themāngani Kaduvan kola Vidu kombodu tindi tūmāmaṇai Turgal misai
Turugal misai.
Siru nun tuli sidara.
Sirunun tuli sidara.
Amam panai.
Amam pinai.
Anayum polil.
Anayum polil.
uṇṇāmulai annal.
uṇṇāmulai annal.
Pūmaṅgalal. Punai sevadi. Ninaivar vinai ilare. Good. So again, the last thing, right? Ninaivar vinai ilare. Sevadi ninaivar vinai ilare. Sevadi is lotus feet, the red feet of Shiva. Sevadi. Ninaivar, those who think about it, those who meditate on it. Vinai ilare, they are free from karma. Their karma will be gone. So that's what he's saying. Those who meditate on the holy feet of Shiva, of Tiruvannamalai, they will be free from karma. That is a message of this song. And in Tamil, we have this saying, Tiruvannamalai Ninekka Mukti. You know, they have this, for some of the major temples, they have this sayings. You know, Chidambaram Darishika Mukti, Tiruvannamalai Ninekka Mukti, Kasi Irakka Mukti. You know, we have these beliefs, right? If you die in Kashi, then they believe that, you know, you will not have any more births. Your karma will be gone, you will be rich, you will get mukti. That is a belief. That's why a lot of people do go spend their last days in Kashi and hope to die there so that they will not be born again. That is a belief. Like that, we have a saying, Chidambaram Darishika Mukti. Those who have darshanam of Chidambaram, they will get liberation. Now, Tiruvannamalai, the saying is, Tiruvannamalai Ninaikka Mukti. Means, if you think about Tiruvannamalai, you will get liberation. They say that to highlight the greatness of the Sthalam. And some other, incidentally, mentions that here. Ninaivar Vinai Ilare. Those who think about Shiva of Tiruvannamalai, his feet, they will be free of karma. Vinai Ilare. Karma, they don't have. Now, this whole song, the first 3 lines is a description of Tiruvannamalai. And then the last line says, those who meditate on the Shiva of Tiruvannamalai, they will be free of karma. The first 2 lines describes a wonderful picturization of the scene. Themangani kaduvan kola vidukombodu thiendi tiru-mā-maṇi turugal misai siru nun tuli sidara. So, Themangani. Ma is mango. Mangani is mango fruit. Mambaram. Themangani. Them is sweet. So, Themangani is sweet mango fruit. Kaduvan. Kaduvan is the word which describes, which means male monkey. You know, in Tamil, for some species, we have different specific names for a male of that species and female of that species. You know, we commonly, you know, in day-to-day things, right? We have for cow and bull, we have 2 different words. Like that, for monkeys, in Tamil there are 2 different words. Mandi is female monkey, Kaduvan is male monkey. Of course, Mandi, even though it shows female monkey, but we often will use it to refer to monkeys in general too. Just as in English, there is a word for cow and bull, but to generally mention about the cattle, we use the word cow. Like that. So, Kaduvan here is male monkey. Kola. Kola means grab or to pluck. So, the monkeys, there are mango trees on the hill and there are sweet mango fruits on those trees and there are a lot of monkeys around. And these monkeys go climb up the tree, grab a sweet mango fruit and pluck it. When you pluck it, it reaches up from the upper tip of the branch and pulls the mango. And when you pull the mango, the branch will bend down, and then the fruit will come off the branch. And then what will happen to the branch? The branch will swing back up. So that the scenario is describing. Tēvāram kaduvan kola. The monkey, male monkey, is grabbing and plucking the sweet mango fruit, and then vidu kombu. Vidudal is to let go. Kombu is branch. So the branch, it lets go of the branch, right? It holds the branch, plucks the mango fruit, and then lets the branch go free. So the branch, mango fruit tree's branch, will swing up, and what he is saying is that will go touch the clouds. Vidu kombodu tindi. Touch, tindi is to touch. Kombu is branch. So the branch that is let off by the monkey, touching that branch, the clouds. Tiru-mā-maṇi. Malai is cloud. Tu is pure. Ma is beautiful or dark. So the rain cloud is, there is no pollution, so it is pure cloud. Today we don't know, right? We say acid rain and this and that. So the clouds and rain, today it's even, rain is polluted. But in those days, the rain was pure rain. So the clouds are pure clouds. So pure, beautiful, dark clouds. What do? The branch, the cloud is touching the branch, and it starts lets go of spray of water on the rocks. Turugal is rocks. Misai is on top. So on top of the rocks, because there are a lot of rocks in the Tiruvannamalai hill, on top of the rocks, what happens? Siru nun tuli sidara. Sidarugal is to spray, to sprinkle. Tuli is droplet. When there's a very small droplet, a drop is called a tuli. And this is mist, right? If you have been to Niagara Falls in the US, or if you have been to Kutralam Falls, or even if you go to hill stations, when the clouds will come through and you will find a mist. Mist is nothing but a very, 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 very fine droplet of water. And that is what is saying mist. Siru nun tuli. Siru means small. Nun means also small. Tuli means droplet. So very, very fine droplets. That's the meaning of the phrase Siru nun tuli. Sidara means spray, sprinkle. So basically the clouds are going through the mountains, and there is a lot of mist around. And there are monkeys eating mangoes, and Sambandar says why there is mist. This describing the scene. He is painting a picture for us to visualize that clouds are floating through the forests around the hills, and there are monkeys enjoying the mango fruits, and there's a lot of water, fine spray of mist all over the hills. And then there are a lot of wild cows. In those days, Tiruvannamalai that we see today is not the Tiruvannamalai that was there 1500 years ago. Right? 1500 years ago, there's a lot of forest all over the hills and all around the hills. Right? In those days, there will be villages and towns, but between villages there is forest. There is a lot of natural forest that existed. And in fact, in those days, when kings have to expand their farmland or want to expand their cities, they have to cut down the forest to create cities or to create farmland. Those kind of descriptions you can see even in Itihasams like Mahabharatam. Anyway, so there were a lot of forests, and in the forest there were a lot of wild cattle. We have domesticated cattle, which is cows, bulls, etc., that we raise and we use for milking or for use as farm animals. But in the forest, there are a lot of wild beasts, wild cows. A is cow, peṇ is female cow, Amam peṇ is the wild cattle, wild bulls and wild cows. Basically wild cattle. Anayum poril, they gather in those. Poril is forest or a grove or a forest. So there are a lot of forests and groves where wild cattle gather with their females. That kind of groves and forests are surrounding this Tiruvannamalai, uṇṇāmulai. That kind of uṇṇāmulai. So this Tiruvannamalai is a very beautiful place, full of forests, and it is a lot of mango trees, a lot of monkeys, and the clouds pass through those forests and sprays a lot of mist on the rocks around, and wild cattle gather in those forests. That kind of uṇṇāmulai. In that Tiruvannamalai, uṇṇāmulai, annal. Annal is a Tamil word which means the Lord, somebody who is great. So the great Lord, so Shiva, is dwelling there. That Shiva of Tiruvannamalai, his pūmaṇkadal punai sevadi. Sevadi is, adi is padam, the feet. Sevadi, se is red. So Shiva's feet is described as reddish feet. We typically describe as lotus feet, etc. So that is, his feet are soft and red in nature. That's what he's saying. And is also wearing kadal punai sevadi. Kadal is, we have talked about it in other songs, I think. Kadal is the ornament that men wear around their ankles as an indication, as a mark of their valor. So the kadal will make sounds. So here he is saying kadal punai sevadi, the feet that are adorned with kadal ornament. And how are their feet? Pū-maṇ kadal punai sevadi. The feet are, pū is flower, which means here in the context of the padam, pū means soft flower like feet. Pū, ma is beautiful. So flower like, soft, beautiful, kadal wearing, red feet. So the pū, ma, kadal punai, se, all these four are descriptors describing Shiva's holy feet. That feet, that sevadi, ninaivar, those who think about it, those who meditate on it, vinay ilare, they are free from karma. Vinay is karma, ilar is they don't have. That means their karma will be destroyed. So that is the direct meaning of verse 2. Very beautiful Tiruvannamalai, and those who meditate on the lotus feet of Shiva of Tiruvannamalai will be free of karma. So Madhuri, you can read the whole verse again.
Themangani kaduvan kolavidu kombodu tindi tūmāmaṇi turugal misai siru nuntuli sidara amam pinai anayum polil uṇṇāmulai annal pūmaṇkadal punai sevadi ninaivar vinai ilare.
Very good. Any thoughts, comments? Anybody have? If so, we can talk. If not, we will go to song number 3. Atmarama, you can read with me.
Okay.
Pilim mayil pedayodu urai பொழில்சூழ் கழை முத்தம் சூலிம் மணி தரைமேல் நிறை சொரியும் விரி சாரல்
சொரியும் விரி சாரல்
ஆலிம் மழை
ஆலிம் மழை
தவழும் பொழில்
தவழும் பொழில்
அண்ணாமலை அண்ணல்
அண்ணாமலை அண்ணால்
அண்ணாமலை அண்ணல்
அண்ணாமலை அண்ணால்
காலன் வலி
காலன் வலி
தொலை சேவடி
தொலை சேவடி
தொழுவார் அன புகழே.
தொழுவார் அன புகழே.
Good. So in this song is talking of again, is describing Tiruvannamalai. The whole thing, the first 3 lines is like the second song, is describing Tiruvannamalai's natural beauty and the Swami who dwells in Tiruvannamalai, he who kicked Yama, those who worship his lotus feet will get fame. That's how it says there in this song. So we can look at the phrases and the meaning. So here what he is saying is Pilimmayil Padayodu Urai Podil. Okay. So there are forests, and in that forest, in those groves, we have peacocks. Mail is a word for peacock. So we have peacocks in those forests. And if you go to Tiruvannamalai, even today, you can see peacocks. If you go to the Ramanashramam in Tiruvannamalai, you can see peacocks roaming around in that Ramanashramam as well. So, first phrase is there are peacocks roaming around with their female birds. Mayil means peacock, but that is a general word. It can refer to male or female bird. Pili is the feather on the peacock. The male peacocks, they have this beautiful feathers on their thing, and that beautiful feather of male peacock is known as Pili. So you can see in Krishna's pictures, they will put a Mail Pili on top of his head as a decoration. So Pili is the feather of the male peacock. So Pili Mail is the peacock that has the feathers. There is a male peacock. Pili Mail Pedayod. Pedai means female bird. Pedai is a general word which means female bird. So in this context, because he is struck of male peacock, Pedai refers to female peacock. So Pili male peacocks, Pedayod along with their female birds. Urai is to dwell. Uraidal is to dwell. So there are a lot of male peacocks and female peacocks dwelling in the groves and forests in Tiruvannamalai. Polil Sur means surrounded by. So Polil Sur means surrounded by those kind of groves. And in those groves and forests, we have bamboo trees. Kadai. Kadai means bamboo in Tamil. So there are several words for bamboo. Mungil is the most common word that people use today. Vei is another word. Kadai is another word. So in Thevaram, you will find these kind of synonyms that come in different songs based on meter, based on context, etc. So Kadai is the bamboos. Muttam is pearls. Muttu is pearl. Muttam is also pearl. And here it talks of the grains of the seeds of that bamboo. The bamboo tree at some point is like a rice, right? It's a kind of a grass, different kind of grass, special kind. So at some point in time it will bloom and it will have grains, it will produce grains and those grains will fall down. So that is what he is describing. Kadai muttam suli mani taraimel nirai soriyum. So the bamboos, their seeds, suli is to produce, to bring forth or to beget. Sul is garbham in Tamil. Sul kondal means she became pregnant. So suli means they produce. The money is, here it talks of the grains of the seed, right? So those like fine seeds, they are called money. Tarai mel nirai soriyum. Tarai is ground, nirai is plenty, soriyum is to shower, to pour. So the bamboo trees, they grow, they produce the seeds, and those seeds fall down on the ground, and there is plenty of such seeds on the ground. That kind of a slopes. Viri saral. Saral is the mountain sides. Viri is wide. So Viri saral is the wide expanse of the mountain slopes. On that mountain slopes, we have a lot of bamboo trees which are producing a lot of grain and showering them on the ground. So the first two lines is saying there are a lot of trees and groves and forests surrounding this Tiruvannamalai, where peacocks are dancing with their females, and there are a lot of bamboo trees that are showering seeds on the ground. And in that kind of a mountain, Alim-malai tavarum poril. There is another. So there's a Malai is cloud. We saw that in the earlier song too. Malai is cloud. Ali-malai means, Ali is water droplets. So Ali-malai is the clouds with the water droplets. Tavarum poril. Tavaradal is to gently go around, go. Right? The baby crawls, right? We have seen that, when the baby, after 5 months or whatever period, right? The baby starts crawling. Like that, crawling. Tavaradal is to crawl. That means to go gently and slowly. So, Ali-malai, the clouds with the water droplets, gently go on top of these forests. Tavarum poril. Poril is groves and forests. uNNāmulai, Tiruvannamalai. So the third line, Alim-malai tavarum poril uNNāmulai. The Tiruvannamalai, which is surrounded by forests and groves, where the water-bearing clouds gently graze over their, touching the trees. That kind of Tiruvannamalai, uNNāmulai Annal, the Lord. Annal is Lord, the Lord who is dwelling in that Tiruvannamalai. So, what else did he do? He is there, he is in this beautiful Tiruvannamalai, and Kalan Vali Tolai Sevadi. Kalan is Yama. Vali is strength, Tolai is to destroy. So, Kalan Vali Tolai means he destroyed Yama's strength by kicking him. We know this. Shiva kicked Yama to protect Markandeya. So he is describing that event. Kalan Vali Tolai Sevadi, the lotus feet that kicked Yama. That lotus feet, Sevadi, Toluvar, those who worship that lotus feet, Anapugare, for they will get a lot of fame. That means they will become famous. So, with the first two songs, it said that those who worship him, they will be free of karma. That is, free of karma is typically mean, okay, we will not have any more births. This is the final birth. We will be getting liberation after this. That is one part. But here he is saying a material benefit. In this world, what will you get? You will get fame. That's what he is saying. So, gist of this song, Tiruvannamalai is surrounded by forests where peacocks are dancing. There are a lot of bamboo trees around. The clouds float through the forest. on the hill, that kind of a Tiruvannamalai. Shiva who dwells in the Tiruvannamalai, he kicked Yama, and those who worship those feet that kicked Yama will get fame. Atmanam, you can read the whole verse again.
பிளிம்மயில் பெட்டையோடு உரை பொழில்சூழ் கள்ளைமுத்தம் சுளிமணி தரைமேல் நிறை சொரியும் விரி சாரல் ஆலிமழை தவழும் பொழில் அண்ணாமலை அண்ணாள் காலன்வலி தொலை சேவடி தொழுவார் அன்ன புகழே.
Very good. So we have 10 minutes. I'm wondering whether we should we can stop today's discussion at this point and then continue the songs in the next session. So if there are any questions, we can talk. If not, we'll stop the recording here. Tiruchitrambalam.